Yeah.
Do you think the horses also don't mind using excessive force?
No, I think they get really depressed and sad because what happened to those horses, police horses,
Or than the chewing gum?
Yeah, they get the glue factory. So Dr. Reginius, you brought this up, which is actually like a situation I feel is important, even though the odds of the impeachment is pretty low, but it's still the reason why they're doing it. It's the reason why they're doing it. So Dr. Reginius, tell me what's going on with AG David Cameron. So
Yeah. So, when we talked about this pre-production, I said that there was a particular phrase that I don't like to use, and I usually don't like when it's used, but I'm going to invoke it here. Race traitor, David Cameron. Now, Daniel Cameron. Fuck it. Who gives a fuck what his real name is? Fuck this guy. Okay. So when they came up with this investigation and, they put, whatever bullshit in front of the grand jury, remember that the prosecution put the evidence that they want to put in front of a grand jury. And usually they get the indictments they want by virtue of how they present the case. So if they really want to get, somebody indicted and go to trial, they'll make sure they go to trial. But what Daniel Cameron did was leave a bunch of information out and mischaracterize the positions of the grand jury. So 3 of the grand jurors didn't like the fact that they were characterized as looking at all the evidence and then coming up with charges for only the bullets that did not hit the innocent woman.
But Dr. Virginia, it's like their complaint sounds more like kind of what Dominion is doing to Rudy Giuliani. They're suing Rudy Giuliani for $1.3 billion for defamation So I feel like the jurors should be more in line of doing that. But explain more about this impeachment. Why these jurors are.
Yeah, so they feel like he purposely engaged in a miscarriage of justice and an improper representation of their findings. They also reportedly claim that they were not allowed to deliberate on possible murder charges.
Yeah.
So
they weren't. All it was
Daniel Cameron said, but this is what the grand jury said, and we have to respect the grand jury. No, you put the charges in front of them that you wanted to put in front of them, despite what the evidence showed. And now you're making the grand jury look like they are part and party to this miscarriage of justice, and they don't like having their honor dragged through the mud. So you know what? They're now going to drag you through the mud.
So you want to know this bonus thing as part of this as well? So they also another group of people also the pension for impeachment is also because he's part of the group that paid for robocalls. So he's a member of executive committee member of the Republican Attorney General or RAGA. It's a lame ass. The association paid for radical robocalls. So he also executive committee member for association that paid for robocalls for people to go to the Capitol and stop the steal. So the patriots to continue to fight the integrity, to fight for the integrity. So he was also part of that. So that's also a long shot of the part of the pension impeachment. They're also saying he's part of inciting violence in January 6th, as well as hindering the hindering this case, the grand jurors as well.
Doesn't he kind of look like that? Doesn't he kind of sort of look like the younger version of that house Negro in Django Unchained?
Django.
So, if he squints a little harder, he can, try to figure out why it is a nigga on a horse.
Oh my God. You going in with the Daniel.
Oh my God.
So but with the robocalls, he's denying
Mitch McConnell gets shot in the chest. He runs to him, holding his body.
No, no, mister. So not only but the thing is with the whole stop the steal stuff, which people are also including with the impeachment, that means that not only that he led away cops to kill a woman in her sleep, they also could be complicit in 5 people dying as well. But we're gonna move to the next article, which kind of says that even though he was saying the rhetoric the whole time about the election not being real, all of a sudden he's saying, "Oh, I don't know where these robocalls come from. Where are these robocalls? I'm not sure." So this pretty much pulls up as well. It says that he doesn't know where those robocalls came from, even though he's the executive member of the organization. And
there were prominent members of the riot on camera doing destructive things that were from the great old state of Kentucky.
So Cameron says he was unaware of robocalls linked to the GOP AG's group. So this wasn't. So if the Attorney General's office is making robocalls, this is not this like, hey, Walmart workers, come on down and get some free rubber ducks. No, this is like calling like lawyers and calling like law enforcement. This the list. Imagine the list of people they call on their robocall list, the Attorney General office, the association. So these are the people that were sending to invite to go to the Capitol. And Cameron just denies, like, oh, I had no involvement in decision. I was not aware of this robocall, even though this whole time leading to the U.S. Capitol raid, that he was been saying that the election is not real. The president shouldn't resign. All these different things he was saying. Mm-hmm. Now he says he has he was totally unaware of the robocall. So that's part of the impeachment as well. So, and that's Daniel Cameron, the same guy. I really want to pull up the quotes that he said about the elections. So pretty much, he said he didn't call for Trump, whose term as president is set to end when Biden is inaugurated January 20th, to resign in the wake of the last week's riots. There are 9 days left, and I'm not going to call for the president's resignation. Even though over and over again he kept saying that Trump falsely claimed the president's elections were fraud. And that's the same guy, Daniel Cameron, who hid evidence from the grand jurors for a black woman who was killed in her sleep.
And didn't even let them he didn't even let them consider murder charges. And the whole time we thought that the jury, because the thing is, we looked at it, everybody's in on it. The jury doesn't want that stain on their reputation, even if we don't know the names of the grand jurors. They don't want to, they can't sleep at night knowing that they were a part of this farce.
Yeah, so this is definitely a bad cop situation here. We see what happens. Hopefully this impeachment pension leads to more awareness of Daniel Cameron and his political career that he aspires to cease to exist in sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. So that's bad cops. So follow us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Our clips on YouTube and act.tv, which has over 46,000 subscribers, and Dr. Virginius, he's on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So that's bad cops. So
I like how that notification went off at the exact right time.
Yeah, bing. Yeah, and then we're gonna have some upgrades soon with Black Power Magic Hour. We're gonna have more, our clips are gonna be a little more, pre-recorded stuff. We're also gonna have on the field stuff with our triple mask on. We're gonna be more interactive with the audience. It gives us more space to talk to you guys and hang out. So that's the goal of Black Power Magic Hour. Just expand. We're gonna be on Discord. Connected to Discord. It's gonna be hype coming in next year. And also February is gonna be Black History Month, but Black Power Magic Hour, it seems to be every day seems to be a day. So
I was gonna say, again, Black people built this fucking country.
Yeah.
So every day is Black History Month. Yeah. And of course